a warm welcome from our side after after all these interesting presentations already and this very interesting discussion right now. We would like to inform you about and talk about the holistic optimization through the connection of logistics and manufacturing. Who is we? I'm here together with Julia Heyer, and we would like to introduce you.
Hi and welcome. My name is Julia Heyer and I'm product owner for the cluster intralogistics.
Yes, thanks, Julia. And Julia will give us later on an insight about some details about the solution I would like to present to you right now. So, first of all, I would like to introduce myself. I'm responsible for the logistics innovation in Bosch Powertrain Solutions. Bosch Powertrain Solutions is one of the biggest business divisions in Bosch, and I would like to give you a small insight into the different KPIs, logistic KPIs. For me, it's always also amazing. So we have, for example, a goods received every 6 seconds. Yeah, there are over 50 production sites worldwide. There are 1.7 billion euro of inventories. We have 97 locations representatives in the world. The logistics costs, maybe too high, who knows? No, but we are on good track, is 1.1 billion euro. And imagine 1,000 trucks per day. So quite amazing. We were talking already about the current challenges we are facing. So many of the presenters mentioned the VUCA world, and this is exactly the situation we are in. So here you see the big conflict between the short-time work we faced during the pandemic. Right now, maybe again in a bottleneck because the market turns up again, which is positive. But we are in a challenging position that we have to provide, we have to deliver to our customers. The lead times rise, the ability to deliver may be impacted by the pandemic, the market uncertainty, what are the long-term customer forecasts, and the responsiveness also of our suppliers is suffering because when the market turns down, we empty supply chains, the inventories are low, and so on. So how to react best to the customer requirements? How to keep the delivery performance on a high level? I give you an example from a Bosch plant. In a Bosch plant, it was in the very, very difficult situation in March, really like that. They faced the short-time work. Then there was this high fluctuating customer orders. And then there was even another challenge. The market turned positive sometimes again, and there was some request. And there were different production lines with different material demands. How to face that? There was a massive increase of complexity for the physical logistics to react on that. Maybe even own capacity constraints due to the pandemic. And there was a very clear message. That was only possible with an intelligent system, with the support of a system. So what does it mean, support of the system? What is our philosophy in our business unit and how we are working with BCI together to face these challenges? We are talking about the concept of connected logistics at Bosch. Connected logistics means we want to connect the different steps. We want to connect the solutions to be able to react flexibly. So in the beginning, of course, we have the customer forecast, the customer orders, and you derive the production planning. You do some leveling of the production planning, and from the production planning, there's a material demand. The material demand then has to be provided by transports, etc. The digital shop floor is a precondition to have the data in the system. What is digitalization? Digitalization means to work with data. To bring data into systems is really some effort. But to avoid this effort, you use the automation. So a very logical chain. And the result at the end is also that you have real-time data. And in between, to use less effort for the transports, of course, we are looking for autonomous solutions like autonomous guided vehicles or autonomous mobile robots. Wait a moment, my mobile locked. Right now it's managed again. So next slide is about the next slide is about the digital shop floor. We got it. A very nice example for this digital shop floor is our intelligent supermarket. So our intelligent supermarket we developed is a result of the auto identification RFID. RFID, automation, less manual bookings. The intelligent supermarket, as Julia will show later on, is also some kind of a digital twin. And this intelligent supermarket is doing also this automated booking. And you can see here at the visual tech, there's also some visualization, some transparency for the users, and even less effort because no manual writing anymore, no manual update, and so on. The next slide shows you some examples of our solutions we are using to improve the transport management. On the left side, you have the AGV. This is the active shuttle we mentioned already before and also in other presentations. And on the right side, you have the dynamic milk run, also mentioned several times. Of course, the target is here to go for dynamic time and route planning and to use also artificial intelligence or automation algorithms to support it. Partially, it's already realized, but of course, as others mentioned already, it's a step-by-step approach, and not in every case it is necessary. For AGVs, when you have many AGVs on the shop floor, you need also traffic management. Julia will give you later on a very nice example why. And of course, there is also the process stability by automation and user guidance. You saw in the video, the tablet on the milk run, he got the orders, there was no paper handling, perfect. But this is a part of Julia and she will take over right now.
So all the challenges that Lutz just mentioned, they have a direct impact on your shop floor. Imagine you're responsible for the replenishment of the material. So the whole area around you is changing constantly. The materials are changing, the storage places are changing, and maybe you're not even working there normally in this area. Maybe you're just a proxy of someone else who is not available currently. So how should you know where to put the material? And think about a logistics planner. He has to make sure that the right material is at the right place, but he's not on the shop floor. So how should he know if everything is correct on the shop floor? To improve the situation, we developed a system called stock management. That's actually those intelligent supermarkets, what Lutz just mentioned. With those intelligent supermarkets, we can make all your stock on the shop floor transparent. And we can also guide the operator with visual lights. So as soon as the operator picks up a box, our system identifies the material with RFID or with barcode. It will show the operator where to put the material with those green lights, or if he does it wrong, with the red light, and then also does an automatic booking. And with this automated booking, we achieve a digital twin. That means your logistics planner sees all the time in his system what's going on the shop floor. So he has an overview of the whole stock, and he also gets alertings if something is wrong. So there's no need anymore for him to go down to the shop floor. But not only the material replenishment is changing, also the delivery process of material is changing. Because we have those changing production volumes, and we also have changing capacities. That means your transportation routes need to be adjusted all the time. So you always have to recalculate them. And as we all know, in most of the plants, especially at Bosch, everything is done in Excel. And I mean, you can try to do that in Excel, but that's no fun for your logistics planner. And that's why we developed an algorithm who can automatically calculate those transportation routes. So our algorithm looks at the available capacities. It checks all the vehicles. So what do we have currently? And it collects all the transport orders you have in your plant. And then it makes an optimized calculation so that we have more efficient transportation routes, we have less travel time, and we have an optimized utilization of the vehicles. And all of that's done automatically. So that makes your logistics planner happy, but then you still have your operator on the shop floor. So he needs to drive the milk run or the forklift. And to guide him, we also developed an app, because if the routes are changing, he needs a guidance so that he knows where to go. And this is step by step. So the tablet will show him, please drive to station number 5, please load this material, please unload this material. So it's done step by step. And it also gives you the flexibility to even have untrained personnel in different areas, because all they have to know to work in this area, that's on the tablet. So you can just take anyone who is currently available and put him on the milk run. So this is for our manual processes. But as we all know, logistics is waste. And the next step is to automate everything that's waste so that you can reduce and eliminate the waste. And that's why more and more automated vehicles are coming into our plants and are replacing our current transports. And yeah, what is happening then? We also tried that at Bosch. And when you look at our plants at the beginning, it was really chaos. So look at the picture. That's actually what happened at our plants. We had manual vehicles, we had HEVs, forklifts, milk runs, all of them driving in the same area. And we just couldn't handle it because those vehicles, they can't communicate with each other. So even the HEVs are not able to communicate if they're from different suppliers. And that's why currently we are developing an HEV control system, which is able to connect to HEVs from different kind of suppliers, to also steer them directly, and to take care about the manual vehicles. That means all of those vehicles on your shop floor are driving in one map. And with this, we can achieve an overall traffic management, and we can reduce the interferences between manual and automatic vehicles. And by this, optimize your whole material flow. And in addition, all of those applications are connected. So this means you have stock management, and stock management is telling your HEV where to drive to. And it also does the automated booking for the HEV. And then you have transport management, which knows all the transport orders and also knows the available capacities. That means if one of your HEVs is broken down, or maybe you don't want to run the HEVs at night shift because there's no one to operate the system, you can just deactivate those vehicles in the system, and all the transport orders will automatically be driven by the milk runs and by the forklifts. So there's just a replanning done, and by this we can achieve an overall maximum of your material flow. And how that's looking at the productions, Lutz will show you now.
Yes. So thanks a lot, Julia, for all these insight, for all these details. So she mentioned already all these things working together, and we are happy to work with these solutions in our business division. And you can see also here, how did we come to that? There was a discussion beforehand, how to start digitalization. And there was a point, look at your pain points. And one of the pain points of the past was, for example, that 25% of our personal capacity was covered in the logistics. And we said we have to work on this transport management. And that's why, for example, we took up this point together with BCI. And you see also here the ROI calculations. So for each plant, we are checking if this is beneficial or not. The rollout worldwide, again, by Julia.
Yeah, and also we are happy to have PS as our development partner, because with this, we can have pilot plants inside Bosch which are testing our software. And that's really beneficial for us. So whenever we develop a new feature or we have a new version, we just go to the plant and we ask them to test it. And we get direct feedback. And yeah, of course, we not only get good feedback, sometimes it's also a little bit critical. But that's very good, because then we can test it in one plant, make our adjustments, improve the software, and then roll it out to other plants. And that's exactly what we're doing inside Bosch. So currently we're live in 13 plants, and 9 other plants are in preparation and are live soon. And we already achieved the global rollout. So we are in Asia, we are in Europe, in America, in South America. And we now want to go to the external market and also show our experiences there and optimize your production as well.
Perfect. And I can only underline this, it's fun working with BCI. So if you have questions, this was a small insight, maybe I hope interesting insight for you on the holistic optimization through the connected logistics, through connection of logistics and manufacturing. And we are happy to receive your questions. Thanks a lot. So I have to check for the questions. One moment. So here are also already 3 questions coming up. One question to me. Lutz, what was your personal powertrain highlight in the project you just mentioned? Oh, personal highlight. I guess the last slide showed it clearly. The rollout worldwide, and that we prove that we are working on solutions which are valid worldwide. Often we are European-centric, but our solutions show with the usage in the different regions already, and also especially in China, that this solution is valid worldwide. And this is for me a highlight, and also this collaboration worldwide with the plants. This is really, I would like to mention. Julia, here's a question for you. Julia, and what was yours from the Bosch Connected Industry perspective?
So, my highlight was definitely working with the milk run operators. So when you make a software or any solution, I think at first it's just a vision, then you start program it, but that's what you think the customer needs. But when you really go to the shop floor and you work with the operators and you get the feedback that they like your system, they use it every day, and even when they create tickets and say, hey, something is not working, but I still like it because it proves that really someone is using your software.
I guess this is a very important point, because we, as we mentioned, we are worldwide already in the rollout. We have lighthouse plants who are developing these solutions together with us. Of course, it's intense for them because they often have also to suffer if something is in the beginning not yet working, but we are improving. And then when it is stable and beneficial, then we approve it for the rollout. So this is fun for both of us to work with our internal customers closely together. Good. There was another question, Julia. When will be your solution available on the external market?
Actually, it is already available. So not all of it. I talked about stock management and transport management for the manual vehicles. This is already available on the external market. And we are currently developing the HEV control center. So that's in development, and we already have the first pilot inside a Bosch plant, but we will test it further inside Bosch. And then I think, beginning of next year, we are also selling this on the external market.
Okay, thanks a lot. Another question is, when customers start into digitalization, how did they start mostly in the logistic or production area? So this is a good question. Maybe I can also answer it from the Bosch internal side, from Powertrain Solutions. We have in parallel different activities in logistics and manufacturing. So depending on the plant situation, some are more advanced, some are more behind. But what we are trying also to do from the central side is to bring the solutions together. So we are not only thinking about logistics solution and manufacturing solution, but we want to connect them. And this was also the sense of our presentation here, the holistic approach. That's why we are working closely together, and BCI is also a provider for the full scope of these solutions in the connection between logistics and manufacturing. And we are using that.
Yeah.
I guess this is also valid then for the external market.
Yeah, that's also valid, I think.
Okay, let's check. What network technologies are used for controlling AGVs in a plant? So the AGVs itself have technology for the autonomous navigation. So they do their localization on their own. But of course, if we want to integrate also other vehicles into, for example, the traffic management and into the AGV control center, then we have to use also other indoor localization technologies. And here we are in the evaluation, case by case, what kind of technology makes here more sense. But the final decision on a standard or on a combination is just under preparation.
Yeah, and regarding network, that's all Wi-Fi communication currently. But we are also working on 5G networks, but this is still development phase. So that takes a little time until we can use that productively.
One of these technologies, correct? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you see any RTLS, real-time locationing systems for your AGVs or other assets? If not, why not? I guess we partially answered this question already. These localization technologies we are right now looking at are valid, of course, also maybe then for other assets. Of course, we have to look for side effects when we are focusing here more on the AGVs or AMRs. Maybe there's a side effect that we can cover even other use cases, but technologies are different. Technologies have different abilities. And here we have to decide case by case, and it's not easy to answer right now in so general. But for more detailed answers, maybe you can contact us directly.
Yeah, and also I think it makes sense to include all kind of different systems. So of course we start with all the transportation systems, but for example, if you have maintenance work and there's someone working in your area and one of the streets is blocked due to this vehicle, it would be good to also have this asset in your map, because then you can automatically block this road and have another transportation route.
Yes.
So that's the next step, that we include step by step, different kind of assets in the same map.
Perfect. Yes. So no other questions anymore. Question to the audience. Any more question? So if not, we discussed that we would not stand here long time and looking at the camera. Then we will give back to the central management of this event. We thank you a lot for all these good questions.
Yeah, thank you.
These are the valid questions we are working on. And if you want to stay in touch with us, feel free. You can see our contacts at the end. And yeah, we are looking forward to that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Julia. Thank you all.
Thank you.